All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music. Yes, in real time for real people, just like you right there, and just like me right here. David Lee Roth basically hinting around that this could be his last tour. I don't know. I just don't know. In this business, these guys will say farewell 100 times before they actually say farewell. He's not changing his tune after dismissing Van Halen's return and joining Kiss's farewell tour. Now, this article, the research on this article, I believe, is fairly old. This is from the Star Tribune. It says here, our interview fell a few days after Roth kicked off a residency at the House of Blues in Vegas. So this interview was actually done not too long after his first tour date in Vegas. Considering the members of Kiss have already announced this as their farewell tour, which again, they've already hinted that this might not be the end for Kiss. If they do a movie about Kiss, Paul and Gene are going to be back out there touring to support the revenue that will come in, because now, here's the thing, when you do a movie, a biopic, these are the alternative revenue streams that musicians are now discovering, since they can't shop their wares as far as creating new music and having that music sell and then making a ton of music off the sales, or a ton of money off the sales of that music. So Roth says, just a tease here, at my age everything is a possible farewell tour, then shrugged off the critiques with a rather lovable rant. I've never had any delusions about my voice. It sounds like 4 miles of flat road with knobby tires. Mom used to say that. In fact, she said it last week. However, some people's definition of perfect vocals might be pristine and pretty like Adam Lambert. My definition of absolutely the best vocal in the last 20 years is sung off-key like Biz Markie. Girl, you got what I need, and you say he's just a friend. So he's basically saying that if Biz Markie can do this, so can I. Or in other words, Biz Markie was a success by singing off-key. If you don't know the song, it's kind of a hysterical song. It's just kind of a rap song from the early 90s. The fact that Roth references that as his benchmark for vocal excellence is really humorous. Anyway, roping his tour mates Kiss into the age discussion and perhaps alluding to Eddie Van Halen's health issues, Roth said he's happy to be able to tour at all. He also brought up a pediatric surgeon he worked for before his rock career took off, calling the veteran doctor a 40,000-hour man. I guess that's the work experience. So Roth, again, kind of goes off on tangents and is crazy. It's all stream of consciousness. It's like Robin Williams on steroids. It really is. He just goes crazy. He says, we waited 5 years, and it's now time for me to shine. Again, hinting around at the whole Van Halen hiatus, that he waited and waited. He says, Ed, God bless him, may have a fair amount of time ahead of him, Roth said, but going out on the road is an unforgiving task. It kills people. And with that came a surprisingly unvarnished, sentimental nod to his old bandmates and their days as struggling rock stars in waiting. It's been a long, great trip, a long, great run, but this kind of music requires the kind of energy that people in their 20s bring. You know what NFL stands for? Not for long. It's similar in rock. I remember the days when we would stand around and say, let's just go have a cigarette. And that's what we did, 4 guys having a cigarette. I remember those days. They go by fast, so enjoy them while you're in them. All right, so again, the hint here is that Ed might have a fair amount of time ahead of him, but going out on the road is an unforgiving task. So this is what I can glean from this, all right, is that Eddie just doesn't want to tour. he wants to just chill, and maybe he's got some time left. It's just, I don't know. It just makes the Van Halen mystery even more sort of foggy. We still don't know, and it would be nice to know, but Dave really isn't giving us a whole lot here other than all of his weird tangents and so forth. So, asked directly about Eddie, who has battled cancer off and on since the early 2000s and has been largely out of the public eye in recent years, Roth simply said of the guitar hero, "You know what I know." So again, I don't know if I believe that. I mean, this guy is a member still of Van Halen unless they announce that they're replacing him with someone else. So it's, again, no new information, but you get a hint that Eddie doesn't want to be a road warrior from this article. And that's kind of the crux of it. He would rather not go on the road, and he probably wants to just lay low and take care of himself. So that's it. It would be nice if somebody would just say it, and that way we can move on with our life and not continue to speculate. But the speculation, what it does is it keeps both Van Halen in the news to some degree, which is definitely what rock stars at this age want to do. I've talked to rock stars who have told me that, hey, at least you're talking about me. They may not like some of the stuff that I say in these videos from time to time, but they go, hey, you're talking about us. That's all that matters. Keep talking about us, even if it's not the greatest, review or the best opinion on us. We're still in the news. We're still being talked about, and people are watching these videos, and then they're going to go listen to the music or buy tickets. So that's what this is all about. It's publicity. It keeps Dave in the news. It keeps Kiss in the news. It keeps Van Halen in the news. And we still don't know the truth about Eddie, and we'll wait. We'll see. Maybe someday the truth will come out. So that's my video. It appears that maybe Eddie just doesn't want to tour, and he's not feeling it, and he doesn't want to do it. So that's about all we can say about that. It seems that Dave waited for 5 years for Eddie to get off his butt, and Eddie may have a really good reason as to why he doesn't want to get off his butt. So, again, touring is an unforgiving thing, and we can just hope that maybe someday Eddie and Alex will stroll up to a microphone and tell us all about what's really going on back there in the obscure world of secret Van Halen. All right, folks, I'm done with this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. The channel's been doing pretty well lately, so I'm happy. Of course, ad revenue is returning after the post-Christmas adpocalypse. So I appreciate everybody who is watching and subscribing. And also, don't forget to check me out over on Patreon, where we have daily conversations about music. We escape over on Patreon, and we just chat about music. All right, if you want to talk about politics, fine, but I prefer to talk about music. So there you go. All right, I'm done. I'll be back soon. See you then.